Well, hello, hello, ghouls, gays, and of course, girls. Now, this week, month, 6 week period on my channel, I don't know. I'm definitely behind on my schedule a teensy bit, but I thought that this time I would take you all on a bit of a more kind of YouTube art vlog style journey instead of just a studio session. It's been a big couple of months for me here. I have unlocked a new location. You may notice that there's a whole bunch of stuff going on behind me that's new. And I also put on my first really quite significant solo exhibition, which was so much, like so much to do and so much to process. I will be making a full longer form video about the process of that exhibition. For now, I thought that I would just kind of take you through what I've been up to for the last couple of months, some of the process of moving into this studio space. I didn't really know how to put all of this together. I still hope that it's an enjoyable experience for all of you. It's definitely not going to be as long as my last upload, but hey, I'm just trying on different things here and I'm going to see what sticks. It's like throwing spaghetti at a wall. If you would like to follow along for some of the journey elsewhere, you can find me at Sophie Chalk Studio on Instagram and on Blue Sky and pretty much anywhere. But I'll definitely see you back here at the end, and I hope that you enjoy hanging out and living in this absolutely bonkers city with me, at least for, under 20 minutes. So I've actually realized that I don't have distilled water, so we're going for a quick journey to the shops. I'll probably get two. So the good news is my printing paper to enlarge these botanicals for my exhibition actually just arrived. This is from knitting. The bad news is I opened the box sideways. But here are the specs. It's nice fancy paper. New POV for you all. I am going to clean up some of my stuff, which I'm not going to show you guys because that's boring. And then we'll get started. So there's a few extra leafy arms in there that I've added just for filling the space, a little bit of dramatic effect, but I think it looks good. Curly. Now, it is actually not too far of a walk from my apartment, which is really exciting, but in preparation, I actually went out and got this little bull keyring from my local dollar store, representative of me and who I am, my Taurus ass. I don't remember which side. My favorite thing about this space is the skylight. So bright, barely need to turn the lights on, like ever. But also, what I really like about it is that it kind of pays homage to older photographic studios in the Victorian era. Like when they would have made tintypes, they would have had a skylight like this. And one of the other things that is kind of cool about this space is that this is a shared building where there's lots of different artists, businesses and studios. My florist actually has a studio next door, which is super cool. But it has a window. out into the hallway. You know, obviously I'm gonna have to put a curtain here for privacy when I'm doing photo sessions, but I kind of like it. I also kind of like the idea of putting large-scale prints in here to advertise some of the stuff that I'm doing. First things first, I really need to come back with like a mop and a broom, and I need to clean the floor. I don't know if that's gonna happen today. I'm gonna go home and actually do some computer work. Okay, today I'm gonna clean as much of this window as I can reach and put a print in it so I can start telling people who I am, I guess. But for almost 4 p.m. in winter, the lighting in here is, I'm happy with it. Realizing I should have brought my ladder, but whatever. So I'm using this artist proof that I made out of banksia. I think that plus like a little business card, and obviously it's gonna be a bit ratchet because I'm using tape. For now, I just really want to start making a presence for myself in this building because it's a real community of like makers, which I'm really excited for. Now, whether or not this is straight is another thing entirely, but also same. Should I be using tape on an artist proof? Also no, but I also don't care. So it's my artist proof. I'm just gonna put a little business card. It was never gonna be perfect. Some man just walked past and looked at the photo. I definitely need to put my name on things better. He looked at the print, people will observe. So that means I should keep it rotating. So that was really funny. The guy who walked past, who I saw looking at my stuff, he actually came and knocked on my window because turns out he's the other fine art photographer in this building. And he actually knows people who are in my circle, because of course. Now I feel like Maggie Simpson in her little star. I'll give you guys one last look from the hallway. The painter's tape is so bad. Like the painter's tape is shocking, but hey. We're just gonna grow. That was a small amount of effort, and I think it's worth it, because now that I've dropped off the official version of that print for framing, I can do whatever I want with the artist proof. Let's go look from the outside. What? Already lured someone in for a chat? Well, hello, it's me from the editing table looking a little bit crusty. This evening, I am preparing some files to do some large-scale printing. I have at least 3 prints that I need to make, but for whatever reason, my kangaroo paw photo, the version that I have that I was printing from, it just seemed to deteriorate, and I wonder if it's because it was scanned only at 300 dpi, which should be enough, but maybe the file over the years has kind of degraded as I've opened it and closed it a few times. That does happen with TIFFs, that doesn't just happen with JPEGs. So at the moment, it's just me and the clone stamp. I'm not gonna lose my mind getting rid of dots and scratches, because the thing is, I actually had to rescan this kangaroo paw photo, but it's already been varnished, which means I'm working through like another whole layer of dust. It's okay, me and dust enemies, long-term enemies. I have that photo to do. I've got my eucalyptus, which is already done. I think I would like to print some, or a version of one of my flannel flower photos, even though I don't like how it's rendered, but I still want to have it there anyway. I think just so I can see them all together and I can get an understanding of what works and what it just isn't going to serve me. So at the moment, like I said in the making of the eucalyptus photograph, I have been trying to find the right balance of botanical study, but also to render the movement and the kind of growth patterns of these particular plants and flowers. Because if you know, you know, Australian botanicals are on a different level when it comes to kind of self-presentation and the way that they reveal themselves to you. There's a very particular language in there that I am trying to render in this mini series of photographs within this larger composite exhibition. You may notice I kind of skip around a lot. It's like, you know, when you have like ADHD and when you clean your house, instead of just doing one thing, you do one thing and then it leads you over to another thing and then you start doing that thing and then that thing leads you to another thing and it just kind of keeps snowballing. That's exactly what happens to me when I do photo editing. So is it a strategy? No. Does it work? Yeah, kinda. I only had to reprint one of my images when I last did large scale printing because I missed one. Clock that, one microfiber. I wanted to punch a wall. Anyway, let's keep going. I also maybe need a little drinky drink, so let's go do that. Do I want you guys to see my kitchen? It could be worse. Now let's all collectively say thank you to my sister for sending me this kilo of Australian Lake Peddler's Nectar honey, which is, in fact, my favorite honey that you can get in Melbourne. Nice. That's probably good. Okay, back to the studio. It's currently 8 p.m. and I'm still not done with this goddamn photograph, but let me show you my progress. I'm actually really happy with the progress. That's where we're at, and that's where we were. There's a lot of scratches, gang. I think we did pretty well. I am waiting for this printer to clean all of its nozzles so it doesn't fuck up my print. Let's lock in. I hope that doesn't stretch my knitwear. We'll see. Beep beep. What are we beep beeping? Let me do another check. So these are the ones I did previously. I think this one I'm actually going to present at this exhibition. I actually think I like this one. Okay, this will be a fun lesson. If you have never done digital printing before and photographic reproduction, the ink heads and their nozzles sometimes get jammed and clogged. So you have to do these things called nozzle checks. And every ink stock has a bar. And if there are gaps and spaces in that nozzle check, it means you need to clear it out. So I've done one round of cleaning and we've gone from this to this. Hopefully it's clean this time. I am printing in black and white, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry.
It's twice a week, it's third to the service, as opposed to like,
Fine.
Are you, how are these hung?
So I got them framed without a mat board because I don't like to draw away from any of the highlights, but I got an aluminum frame that's pretty thin that goes around the edges, that's about this thick. And then
No white border though, so it's just like the frame goes to the edge of the
yeah. And then I'm displaying original tintype portraits alongside these, also in frames that have an aluminum border, but instead of using a normal mat, I'm actually going to create my own mats that are wrapped in polyester velvet so that they mirror not only the silver in the process, because I like to bring the materiality out into the framing, but because they're going to be framed as a reference to original tintypes that were framed and mounted against velvet.
You end up with those sort of little booklets and they have like velvet on one side. Okay.
So it's like a reference to the history while also kind of creating something new but old at the same time, which is kind of what a lot of my portraiture is really. New but old.
Tree growing out of window.
I love that.
Okay, so it's just some bits and pieces. It's bits and pieces, but it's enough for me to get a couple of little jobs done, so let's do that. Okay, I've made it back 10 minutes down the road. Now, of course, I knew this was going to fall off. That was kind of to be anticipated. What I was not anticipating is that it seems something from the ceiling has leaked, which is very fucking good to know. I'm a little concerned by that. So the frustrating thing is that took like 8 seconds, and I don't know how much stuff I can really bring on my own today, but it feels good to have swept. And like I knew that print was going to fall down, so Sulavu. It's back up now. I'll go home, see what else I can add, if there's anything I can wheel, but I'm just happy to have made a start. It's better than wallowing at home, thinking about, why do lesbians send emails? Why is it always emails? Is that like modern day Dickinson shit? What's the equivalent of licking the envelope then? Jokes aside, step 1 of many is complete. You're back. You made it. Did you like it? I don't know if I did. I haven't finished editing it yet. I'm so glad that you decided to hang out with me and go through the last couple of months of just stuff that has been happening. Next month, or hopefully within the next like 3 weeks, I'm going to try and push up my next video a little bit. There's going to be some more exciting stuff coming. I have plans for all of you. For those of you who've seen the moon mask that I made in like 2023, we're coming back to the moon mask. We're coming back to costume design. I also have some special guests coming up soon, so stay tuned. And for now, I will see you next time.